2024 may be the year, but 2025 clues have come and gone. But 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 76th episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perry, and thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to all you insiders who joined Club Disney Jeopardy last week. All the members got to vote in the Member Category of the Week poll to determine one of the 5 categories in this episode 76. You'll be able to do that every week once you become a member of Club Disney Jeopardy. To do so, just click on the join link below this video. Let's check out the rules on your screen for now, though. They're the same rules as always. If you want to cheat, be a cheater, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone, be my guest. And I will say that if there was ever an episode to cheat and pause the video in because you need some more time to come up with an answer, it might be this episode because of the category that the Club DJ members chose to play this week. It is perhaps the wildest category we've ever done, so you'll see it in a second. If you did watch last week's episode 75, you know the final Jeopardy category was Pixar, over, under, bingo, where I gave you a number and then a Pixar clue, and you had to tell me if the correct answer to that clue was either over that number, under that number, or bingo, it was that number. That carries over to this episode 76 as we take a look at the board to see what else you'll be playing today. Once again, Pixar, over, under, bingo will kick off this game. The second category you'll be playing, The Jungle Book. That's right, we've made it to 76 episodes and I have not done the classic Disney feature animation film yet, so you'll have 5 clues coming at you about Mowgli and all of his buddies. Here comes the third category you'll be playing, Who's Drinking? I will show you a screenshot of a specific Disney character holding likely a liquor, alcohol beverage in their hand, and you'll have to tell me what the name of that character is. Simple enough, right? We move on to the fourth category you'll be playing. It's your theme park category of the week, Animals in the Park. This is all about animals, real and fake, that you might come across when visiting a Disney theme park. And the fifth and final category, here it is. It's your Club Disney Jeopardy member category of the week, Bryan's photorealistic Disney drawings. Yes, that's right. If a lot of you didn't know, I am a very good artist, as seen here from this Frozen image I drew last year. The comment was left saying that they wanted this exact category, and now what, 10 months later, dreams are coming true, and that again is thanks to all the Club Disney members who decided to vote for this category instead of the other 3 that were up there. So if you're not happy with this choice, join Club Disney Jeopardy and let your voice be heard. But it is now time for the cupcake round, the easiest round of the game. Each of these clues are worth just 200 points each, so hopefully you go 5 for 5 and bank 1,000 points under your belt. Let's kick this game off with a little Pixar action. It's Pixar, over, under, bingo for 2. 4, the number of Pixar movies that feature the number 2 in the title. Is it over, under, or bingo? Exactly 4. And the correct answer for the first clue of the game is bingo. That's because there are exactly 4 Pixar movies with the number 2 in the title. Off the top of my head, let's see if I can do this. You've got Toy Story 2, that was the first one. Then Cars 2, which we often choose not to speak about. Incredibles 2, and then of course now the biggest movie of 2024, Inside Out 2. We're on to the Jungle Book now for the first clue of the category. The film's Academy Award nominee for Best Song. What is The Bare Necessities?
All you gotta do is look for the bare necessities.
It's time to shuffle over to Who's Drinking on this Friday night. Unless you're watching on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. It's time to identify who's drinking in this screenshot. There he is, my favorite Disney character of all time. Remind me, what's his name? That, of course, is Timothy Q. Mouse from Dumbo, aka the better version of Jiminy Cricket in my mind. He unfortunately got accidentally intoxicated after falling into a barrel of alcohol with his elephant friend, Dumbo. Let's learn about the parks by moving over to animals in the parks for 2. Originally intended to include real animals, this opening day attraction at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World not only features dozens of animal animatronics, but also an appearance by the backside of water. I guess you can see the backside of water in multiple places, but the only one that really advertises it is Jungle Cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. The backside of water.
All right, it is time for the moment you've all been waiting for. You will get the honor of seeing my photorealistic Disney drawing, so prepare yourself and buckle up, and thank the Club Disney Jeopardy members for choosing this category. Here it comes for 200. Wait a second, is that a drawing? It looks like a screenshot from a movie to me. What movie am I depicting in this drawing? I mean, if you didn't get this, come on, what are we doing here? That was Mona Lisa who? Of course, I was drawing Coco, because you've got Miguel there with the guitar. He's got, the skeleton face with the black eyes. And then you've got Mama Coco with the wheelchair and her terrible posture. And then you've got family members in the back, or maybe it's me that actually might be me in the audience crying in the back. But yeah, we look at the side by side, and I mean, come on guys, it's not gonna get easier than that. But that will do it for the cupcake round. Hopefully you did go 5 for 5 and started this game off on the right foot, as we now shuffle along to the 400-point round and boost the difficulty just a tad. We're gonna start it off with a little Pixar over-under bingo, of course. 6. Over, under, or bingo. The amount of jumps it takes Luxo Jr. to squash the letter I in the Pixar signature intro. So we all know the Pixar signature intro where little Luxo Jr. hops across the screen and then has his sights set on the letter I and jumps up to smash it a few times. He bounces on top of it and jumps a total of 5 times, meaning the correct answer is under 6. Here comes your second clue from the Jungle Book category. When King Louie sings I Wanna Be Like You, he references wanting man's red flower, which refers to this. What is fire? Shout out to Muffins.
Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like you.
So we move on to the third clue of the 400-point round. It's a little who's drinking. Of course, you've got a bunch of Dalmatians down there, but someone's drinking in the back. Who is it? Well, Horace got the sandwich, so Jasper is drinking away. Horace and Jasper, of course, are Cruella's little minions.
Horace and Jasper, they're mean ones, they are.
We're moving on to Animals in the Park for 400. Here is the iconic Animal Kingdom logo that dates back to the opening of the park in the late 90s, but you might notice only 4 animals up there. There's actually 5, so what exactly is missing? Correct answer is a dragon. And if you've watched this show in the past, you already know how sad I am that Beastly Kingdom never came to be, but that is why a dragon was in the logo, because dragons were supposed to be a part of Animal Kingdom. Here comes your final clue of the second round. Count your blessings, because here comes another one of my artistic Disney depictions. Wait a second, is this the Blu-ray? I mean, that is shot for shot. Fantastic! What movie was I drawing here? The correct answer is Fox and the Hound. Speaking of Fox and the Hound, I know a few comments last week were upset that Big Mama wasn't involved in the owl category from episode 75, and I did write her down to include her, and then I just ran out of room for owls. There's only 5 per game, and I feel like I talked about Big Mama relatively recently in an episode. So anyway, do love her though. Big Mama's cool. We move on now to the 600-point round. Here comes Pixar over under bingo. 12 over, under, or bingo. The number of times Lightning McQueen says ka-chow in Cars. So this one honestly surprised me. You could have told me that he said ka-chow 28 times, and yet you'd be wrong. He actually says it under 12 times. He only says it 9 times in the original Cars film. All right, here comes The Jungle Book now for 600 points. Becoming the first Disney feature animation film to be released after Walt Disney's death, The Jungle Book came out in October of this year. Sadly, Walt Disney died in 1966, and The Jungle Book came out less than a year later in October of '67. Time to identify another character who's drinking something. Let's see who it is. Ooh, nice little glass held by this character. What's her name? That is Mirage from The Incredibles.
I take it our host is...
Oh, I'm sorry. He won't be dining with us tonight. He hopes you'll understand.
Of course.
Speaking of Mirage, shout out to the Mirage in Las Vegas that closed last week. Not sure if any of you care, but I was a big fan. I used to go when I was tiny, when I was a little kid. I used to go to the Mirage and hit the slots. Not really, but I did love the Mirage and the volcano. All right, let's move on. That's a side tangent. Here comes Animals in the Parks for 600 points. This area of Disneyland included a petting zoo before it was demolished to make way for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. What is Big Thunder Ranch? Big Thunder Ranch was built, I believe, in 1986, 84, 86, something like that. Because Disneyland had a bunch of open space after demolishing the Nature's Wonderland train ride and building Big Thunder right across the path. So then they built a petting zoo in that cool little western area that was Big Thunder Ranch. Unfortunately, that no longer exists, like I said, because of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and IP's taken over everything as we know it. Here comes your final clue of the 600-point round. It's another drawing, so find me a spot in a gallery, please. Ooh, we're going for another movie here. Can you name what it is? Well, I guess if you didn't realize, that's a bear. I probably could have made the bear a little more realistic. I tried to add the teeth. The bear, though, is part of Brave, which you definitely should have gotten from my unbelievable, Bob Ross who. Look at Merida's hair. The detail, the curls, the bow and arrow, even Merida's dress, also the determination on her face. I feel like I pulled out all the stops here. If you thought those were tough, just wait until we get into the 800 and 1,000 point rounds, because I'll tell you now, the drawings I did for those aren't Disney movies. They're big moments in Disney history, so prepare yourself. Here comes the 800 point round. It's time to guess over, under, or bingo with another Pixar clue. 400 over, under, bingo. The number of eggs Coral and Marlin had at the start of Finding Nemo. So I don't know the exact number because they don't actually say, but I do know that it was over 400. Why do I know that? Well, because Coral said so.
Just think, in a couple of days, we're gonna be parents.
Yeah. What if they don't like me?
Marlin.
Oh, really?
There's over 400 eggs. Odds are one of them is bound to like you.
All right, here we go. Fourth clue from The Jungle Book is headed your way. The 4 vultures who sing "That's What Friends Are For" to Mowgli were originally animated with the intent to have this band voice them. Who are the Beatles?
Hold it, lads. Look what's coming our way.
Hey, what in the world is that?
That's right, the Beatles were actually supposed to be in The Jungle Book, and then Rumors say that scheduling conflicts got in the way. Others rumors state that John Lennon said no, which means that Yoko Ono probably said no, and therefore we lost the chance at having the Beatles in a Disney movie, which is a major bummer.
In fact, we've never met an animal we didn't like.
Let's move on, though, and check out the fourth clue from the Who's Drinkin' category. From one of the most underrated movies in Disney history, it's one of Disney's most dynamic duos. Who are these two who are drinking at a table? That would be Basil and Dawson.
These drinks have been drugged.
We are inching our way to the ever-dramatic 1,000-point round, but first we've got two left in the eights. Here comes your first of the two from the Animals in the Park category. Head to this Disney park for a close encounter with Croc, a gigantic crocodile-like being watching over roaring rapids. Roaring Rapids is the wonderful rapid ride over in Shanghai. Alright, I am giddy because this is my favorite clue of the game. I am so proud of this drawing, so here we go. I dedicate this to all you Club Disney Jeopardy members. Can you identify what moment in Disney history I brought to life with this drawing? Look at all the Easter eggs I left around. The correct answer is George Lucas signing away Lucasfilms and Star Wars to Bob Iger. I mean, look, I have the contract. If you look really closely, it says contract on that paper. You've got George Lucas, very sad that he's signing it away. You've got Bob Iger ready to make billions and billions. I wonder if I could get that in the Art of Disney store down at Disney Springs. Hopefully, it's worth a shot, All right, it is now time. You thought that was hard. Just you wait. It is now time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it. And as a reminder, if you want to help decide one of the categories in next week's episode 77, join Club Disney Jeopardy right now, then head to the community page where the poll is already live. So we'll see. Owl House was on it last week. I know a lot of you want Owl House, but Bryan's photorealistic Disney drawings beat it out. So it's out of my hands, folks. It's actually in yours. Here comes the 1,000-point round, though. It starts with the final clue from Pixar, over, under, bingo. The number is 15, over, under, or bingo, including A Bug's Life. This is the number of original Pixar movies that never got a sequel, prequel, or spin-off. This also includes those sequel, prequels, or spin-offs. Those are not included, I should say. So things like Toy Story don't count. Toy Story 2 obviously does not count. Lightyear does not count. This is all about movies who are the only movie in their franchise. So is it over 15 or under 15? Or is it bingo? 15. Well, I told you last week in Final Jeopardy that the total number of Pixar movies is 28. So how many of those 28 movies are original films that never got expanded upon? The correct answer is 12. So therefore, the correct answer to this clue is under 15. That's crazy. Only 12 out of 28. Here they are on your screen right now. You've got A Bug's Life. I mentioned that in the clue. Then we skip all the way. We skip Toy Story 2, Monsters, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars. But then you've got Ratatouille, which how does Ratatouille not have a sequel? After Ratatouille, WALL-E makes it 3, Up makes it 4, then Brave makes it 5. The Good Dinosaur makes it 6, Coco 7, Onward 8, Soul, Luca 9, 10, Turning Red 11, and then Elemental is the most recent Pixar movie that is not a sequel, nor does it have one, or a prequel, or anything like that. And with that, we move on to the final clue from the Jungle Book category. This clue is pretty cool. To write Trust in Me, the Sherman Brothers took the already completed demo of a song titled The Land of Sand and changed its lyrics to Trust in Me. The Land of Sand was a deleted song written for this Disney movie. I was blown away. I didn't know this until this week. I think it's a super cool fun fact regarding The Jungle Book and this movie. That movie being Mary Poppins. Just take a listen to Trust in Me, that you know from The Jungle Book.
Trust in me and just...
And now take a listen to The Land of Sand, that was for Mary Poppins. Yep, that's the same song. All right, here comes your final clue now from the middle category. It's who's drinking for the final time. Ooh, he might not be drinking, he might be serving. What's his name? He is from Wreck-It Ralph and one of the best parts of the original movie. The correct answer is Tapper.
Ralph, what about your tab? You owe me for the root beer.
Oh, Felix is gonna cover for me. Drinks out of the house, everybody. Felix is paying.
Oh boy.
Tapper was an arcade game from the early 80s, so it fit in with Wreck-It Ralph, and I love that Disney went that route, bringing back things from the 80s. Super cool. A lot of Easter eggs, of course, in Wreck-It Ralph. Here comes your final clue from the Animals in the Park category. Before opening to the public, Animal Kingdom ran a version of Kilimanjaro safaris that drove by a fake corpse of this type of animal. Yep, unfortunately, or you could say fortunately, depending on who you ask, this was never seen by the public, but was part of the attraction as close to a month before Animal Kingdom's opening in 1998. The dead corpse was of a fake elephant. Now you can understand why Disney pulled the plug on this, because imagine just seeing all these real animals going around your safari, including real elephants, and you turn a corner, it was right after the lion section of the ride, and there's a dead elephant right there. Now, very realistic, almost as realistic looking as my drawings. A very realistic looking dead elephant. Big Red, Little Red's mother in the old storyline, if you remember that, was just dead right there, and it confused the families that got to go on previews of the ride, and then Disney said, no, never mind. They did keep the whole poacher storyline that you might remember from the late 90s and early 2000s, but yeah, it was a fake dead elephant corpse on Kilimanjaro safaris, and that is crazy. All right, here comes the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. What is this a drawing of? Is the question. It is a famous moment in Disney history, I'll tell you that. What is it a drawing of? Well, you zoom in and you see the little mustache. That, of course, is our beloved hero, Walt Disney, telling you all about the Florida Project and Epcot, his original plans for Epcot. You can see Epcot right there, you see, and then you got the Magic Kingdom up top with the little castle. You've got this ladder, which was in the original footage, so it's not my Mona Lisa. No, it's not. The George Lucas one was, but you know, it's pretty good. I'll frame it. I'm gonna frame it. Put it on the wall. That does it for the 25 clues on the board, but one clue does remain, and it just so happens to be the one clue that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. It is Final Jeopardy, so let's check it out and see what you'll be quizzed on to end episode 76. Dinosaur. All right, now, Dinosaur came out in 2000, the Disney film, and a lot of people haven't seen it. So I'll tell you now, this category combines the movie Dinosaur and the attraction Dinosaur down in Animal Kingdom, which might close soon. I really hope they don't replace it, but it might close. I do love dinosaurs. So, based on your knowledge for the ride, make your wagers. And time is up. Like always, this Final Jeopardy category will carry over to next week, so watch Dinosaur this upcoming week if you haven't seen it yet. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. It's just a little overlooked. Maybe even watch a POV of the ride at Animal Kingdom, because there might be some clues on that next week as well. Let's check out the clue, though, for the final time in episode 76. Name at least 4 of the 9 different dinosaurs the computer points out while riding through the Cretaceous period aboard Dinosaur. Good luck. And time is up. Yep, so rumor has it Dinosaur will be closing at Animal Kingdom and probably get replaced by Indiana Jones. It's not confirmed yet, but we'll probably learn more at D23 next month. Also, if anyone's selling D23 tickets and has an extra pair and wants to let me know, because I'd like to scoop them up. Here comes the final answer of the game, all about the category of dinosaur. You had to name 4 of the 9 mentioned, so here are the 9 mentioned. You have to determine if you got it right or not.
Now, let's go get that dino. Computer, what are you tracking?
Styracosaurus, Oleoramus, Hadrosaur, Raptor.
Identify!
Carnotaurus.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go!
Sauropod.
Still not our dino, but at least this one's a vegetarian.
Pterodactyl.
Incoming!
Compsognathus.
Abort! Abort!
Iguanodon.
Forget it! Let them out now!
And that does it for episode 76 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Shout out to all the Club DJ insiders / members who joined in the first week of the club. I really appreciate you. If anyone else wants to see their names show up at the end of future Disney 100 Jeopardy episodes, simply join Club DJ, and again, you'll have the opportunity to vote on the member category of the week. I don't know if anything's ever going to top Bryan's photorealistic Disney drawings, but you help to decide whether or not something will. Here is the poll for this week, so head over to the community page if you are a member and let your voice be heard. But for now, you know the deal. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, subscribe, click that bell icon. Hello, bell. That was better than anything last week. I know I swung and missed 3 times last week, but that one wasn't too bad. This is where you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. Head over to DisneyJeopardy.com and hit the category search page if you want to look to see if your category has been played in the past. Simply click the category, and it'll bring you to whatever episode that category was a part of. I've been your host, Bryan Perry. I'll see you in a week for episode 77. Till then.
Bye-bye.